Yes. Okay, so I get to share with you guys one of my favorite workforces in the kitchen, and that is our time saver Mandoline. And what a perfect name for it, because it truly is a time saver. I swear, making specialty meals, especially like French onion soup, where you have to cut so many onions, it just is a breeze. Or if you're making homemade potato chips, your own zucchini noodles or zoodles, you can use this too. It actually has 8 different cuts. And I know what you're thinking, like, okay, this is a super slicer. It's probably not something that you need. But honestly, you need this, okay? If you're not a knife expert, this is gonna be your best friend. If you are a knife expert, this is gonna save you so much time. It kind of goes both ways. And honestly, you kind of get fancy, right? People are going to think you're super fancy if you have one of these, because everything you make with it is going to come out beautiful, perfect, pretty, even, right? You don't have a giant piece of onion and then a tiny onion or a half sliver. It's all going to come out nice and even. Some of the really great features, especially for safety, is that when it's stored, you can put it in a locked position and every part of the sharp blades are covered. So nothing is exposed and it can be stored nicely on your shelf. I actually have it stored in my pantry sideways, just like this, on the flat side. And then I can just pull it out when I'm ready to use it. And I'll either tuck this to the side or put it in my utensil drawer so that I always have my food guide, which is one of the most important pieces of your mandolin. Another great feature is that it has a storage case for your blades. So you can actually store both of your blades right into this protective case, and it snaps right to the bottom of your mandolin here. And it has little rubber feet so that if you're working with a sweet potato or butternut squash or some of those heavy duty fruits or vegetables, it's not going to dance all around your counter. It's going to stay nice and still. And again, that's a nice safety feature. Then you have 2 knobs here, a circle knob, which gives you different measurements based on the thickness. So, and it's all in millimeters. So if you know a centimeter and then a millimeter is very small. So you can actually go to 0, which is like super paper thin. Let me see if I can turn it where you can see. So that is a 0. It is very, very, very thin. So this would be the cut you would need for apple chips, because you want them to dry and crisp up really nicely. Or if you want super thin and crispy potato chips, 0 would be where you'd start. And then of course 1 would be 1 millimeter all the way up to 9. So a 9 would be something like what I used for my apple nachos. Oh, I made apple nachos tonight, so I'm going to show you. So that's the thickness, 9 millimeters for our apple nachos. And you can use it for other things like sweet potato. If you were doing like a ratatouille, you could go down to maybe a 6 and slice all of your vegetables, your tomatoes, things like that, between a 6 and a 9. Then if I wanted to slice into sticks or make julienne fries or matchstick fries or even hash browns. Hash browns would be great at maybe a 2 millimeter and the number 6. So you can see there's a 6 option and then there's a 9. And again, it's in millimeters. So 6 millimeters and 9 millimeters. So 9 would be a little thicker. So for hash browns, I'd probably go with a 6. And you can see all those little teeth kind of sticking up there. You see that? So let me show you a cut that would make some really yummy hash browns. And I have here a little red potato. And the food guide is your finger's best friend, okay? It's going to protect you. Never, ever, never, ever, ever, ever. Did I say never? Never, ever put food onto your mandolin without using your food guide, okay? This not only is gonna make it so easy for you, fast and efficient, but it's also gonna keep you nice and safe. I have our potato here. I'm just gonna take our utility knife and cut it in half. I recommend the depth of this. So I would say don't use a fruit or a vegetable any taller than, say, this food guide. So this is probably about 4 or 5 inches. So nothing longer than 4 or 5 inches. Otherwise, you're going to get kind of like a wobble, and it won't be smooth sailing for you going up and down your mandolin. So I'm going to cut this guy just a little bit shorter. And then all I do is I take the food guide. It has all these really awesome sharp teeth. You can see those there. And it's going to grip your fruit or vegetable. And then inside it has these metal spikes. And those metal spikes are going to drive down and give you that nice stability that you need. So we're just going to take our little potato guy here, and I'm going to push straight down on top of it until I can't go any further. See how he's kind of locked in there nice and snug? And now I have both of my hands inside my little food guide here. I've got a nice wall here to protect my fingers. No extra pinky sticking out. It's not tea time, so put those away. And we're gonna just go back and forth on our mandolin. You can go this way if you prefer. Okay, so it just is a preference, however you feel comfortable with it, or you can go side to side. And this little leg here, these feet, can be a handle for you. So if you want to use one hand and a handle here, that's fine. Or I like to use both hands because it's nice and sturdy anyway. It's not going to go anywhere. And that way I get a nice even back and forth. So I'm just going to go one direction straight down. And I'm going to show you what came out with my little potato. Look at these guys. Look how cute they are. Little hash brown strips, and look how thin they are. You guys see that? It's so thin. So they're going to crisp up and cook really nicely, making your own homemade hash browns. So that's one option. You could do a dice. Maybe you're making a chili or a potato soup or a stew, and you want little diced potatoes. So you can take this same thing. I'm going to increase my thickness just a little bit. And I'm going to go to a wider slice this way. And I'm going to go down one direction, okay, and then I'm going to turn, okay, full like rotation, and I'm going to go back up through those blades, and I'm going to turn again. So now I've cut it in 2 different directions. I've created a square basically, and then I'm going to come back down, and we're going to see what we have here. Oh, they're so cute. Look at these cute little cubes. So imagine doing that with your sweet potatoes, your butternut squash, your zucchini, having these cute little cubes to make all of your different dishes, soups and stews, sautés and things like that, how fast everything will cook up so nicely. And then if you wanted to do just a straight potato chip, I'll put this back triangle knob into the lock position, put our potato back into our food guide. And I want to make a nice thin potato chip, so I'm probably going to go down to a 3. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to slide it across. And you can see how this is going to make such light work of that potato. Imagine if I had to cut those by hand. I would never get them this perfect. Look how pretty they are. Or for a potatoes au gratin, how great would this be in your pan? So fun. So tonight, I did a apple nacho, and all I did was core my apples, and I'm gonna take my food guide, and I'm going to secure my apple all the way down. I'm gonna move all these potatoes out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way to that 9 millimeters thick, and I'm gonna bring my apple through. That first cut can be a little tricky, so I just kind of go slow and steady and slide it through. It doesn't require a lot of pressure, but it can be firm sometimes, especially when you get into like a sweet potato, which can be a little thicker to get through it. And I never touch the food near the blade. If I need to get something out, I use a little trick that Gail showed me at Raleigh one night. She just uses this little food guide to either push it through or to drag it back out. so hands never go near the blades, right? We want to be smart. And then you're just going to take your apples that I've sliced so nicely, and how I got the same thickness for all of them. How fun would this be for a little apple sandwich? Okay, put them on top of each other. Take my knife and I'm going to slice them in half. I'm going to scatter them across my little cover here. So you can see I've cut about 4 or 5 apples into my little apple nacho platter for our dessert tonight. And it's not just me and my husband like Judy and Bill, it's the 5 of us, so I have to make a lot. And I'm going to take some yogurt. This is vanilla Greek yogurt. I could do like a fluffernutter marshmallow if I wanted to, but I'm gonna be good and we're just gonna do our Greek yogurt, and you can drizzle this all around, kind of creating like your cheese sauce on your nachos, and put that all over our beautiful apples. Then we're gonna drizzle some caramel on top. Okay. So there's our beautiful apple nachos with our yogurt topping. We're gonna take a little caramel, and a little trick I like to use when I wanna drizzle anything, whether it's melted chocolate or caramel, is I use our citrus peeler. 101 uses, now 102. You take our caramel and look at this, and then I can just drizzle it right over. It has such a pretty presentation. See if I can come back and show how pretty that's gonna look. And then you can take and top it however you like, kind of like your bark. I've got some chocolate chips, I've got candy corn, I've got some butterscotch chips, a little bit of coconut, some walnuts or almonds, and everybody can top it the way that they like to make their nachos their way. So those are your apple nachos with our amazing mandolin, and of course, everybody can earn their own mandolin by bringing in a new representative this month. And how awesome is this to have, especially for the holidays, make light work in the kitchen. So I'm gonna put this back in the lock position so I know it's all nice and safe. There you go, our amazing mandolin.
Awesome. Thank you,